Hello dear students, welcome you all to the second lecture of macroeconomics, and today's topic of discussion are macroeconomic variables. So in macroeconomics we will see different types of variables and we will discuss them one by one. So the variables are divided into two categories: stock variables and flow variables. Let's see first of all what is stock variable and what is flow variable, then we will see the type of them. So stock variable, when we are saying, it refers to the quantity of variables given at a point of time. Means at a particular point of time we are measuring the quantity of those variables. Like stock of capital, how much capital we have at a point of time we can measure it. Okay, how much supply of money is there. Okay, business inventories at a particular time we have, at a particular time accumulate savings, labor forces, total employment. So these are the factors comes under stock variables, as these variables we are measuring at a point of time. Okay, whereas flow variables, if you will see, these variables are expressed per unit of time. Okay, gross national production per year. Okay, consumption expenditures, saving and investment, export and imports in a year, change in inventories, government revenue for a quarter, government expenditure. So all these are variables we are not measuring at a point of time, whereas we are measuring them in a particular unit of time. Okay, they are expressed at particular unit of time. That could be, time could be per hour, per week, per month, per year, per quarter, etc. Like GDP, whenever we calculate the GDP quarter wise or yearly, we calculate the GDP. Similarly, consumption, saving, investment, export, import, prices, okay, unemployment rate. So all these things we measure at a particular period of time, not a point of time. So that is the difference between stock variable and flow variable. Let's see some important macroeconomic variables. So GDP, unemployment rate, inflation, interest rate, and exchange rate. One by one we will discuss. First of all, let's see what is GDP. The full form of GDP is gross domestic product. You might have heard this term so many times. Here just definition I am giving you. In second module in detail we will discuss what is GDP and how to measure it, what are the different methods to calculate the GDP, also we will discuss in your unit 2. So GDP, when we are saying, it is equal to the total value of goods and services produced in a country during a year. It means in a particular year how much ever goods and services are produced, like how much the primary sector is producing, secondary sector is producing, tertiary sector is producing, and in that each individual unit how much they are producing. If you will calculate the amount and how much ever value is coming, that will be equal to your GDP. That will be called your GDP. Economic outputs and income is measured in terms of GDP. And when we calculate, how to calculate the GDP, we calculate consumer spending, how much the consumers are spending all together, aggregate. Private investment, how much investment is coming. And government spending, government also spend in so many things. When government pays salaries to their employees, in welfare services they do expenditure. Okay, so they have their own spending, so that is also we included in GDP. And net export, net export means export minus imports, how much we are importing and how much excess, whatever production excess we have, how much we are exporting to other countries. I hope you understand what is import and export. So if we will add all these things, first is customer expenditure, second is private investment, third is government spending, and fourth one is your net export, that is export minus import. So when you will add all these things, you will get the GDP. That is one method of calculating GDP. There are some other methods also, we will discuss in next module. Next important variable under macroeconomic is your unemployment rate. So when we are saying unemployment rate, it indicates the condition of labor in the market. So unemployment defined as the percentage of people who are willing to be do some kind of a job, or who are ready to do some work at a particular wages rate which are going in the market, but still they are not able to get any opportunity. This timing is 15 days. If a person is actively looking for a job and he is not getting a job, will comes under the category of unemployment. And in an economy, if unemployment rate is less, it indicates that the economy is performing good. So lower the unemployment rate, it is a sign of a healthy economy. Next important variable is inflation rate. Inflation, we all are aware of this word. It means the, in layman term, if we will say, it is the rising prices of goods. Means if in 100 rupees today you are able to buy 5 goods, okay, because it comes in your budget, but if the prices will increase the next year, maybe you are not able to buy those goods, all 5 goods, okay. So that will be called the devaluation of your money, okay. The value of money is coming down. So an increase in overall level of price measured by the consumer price index, CPI, that also we will discuss in detail in your second module. This index show that how the value of money change over the period of time. Means in 100 rupees, might be you have heard from your grandparents that in their time in 100 rupees they used to buy so many things, but now in 100 rupees, if you will see that, you are not able to buy so many goods which they used to buy during their time, because the value of money has come down. That 100 rupees worth is coming low. That is called inflation. So people on fixed income, like pensioners, their pensioners, basically they get DA also, but just we can say that the people who are getting a fixed income each month, for them it will be very difficult to spend their life, or their life will be in trouble because of the rising cost of living. Next factor is interest rate. So interest rate, as these are the reflection of risk of borrowing, okay. Whenever you borrow some amount of money from a bank, you need to pay a fixed interest rate, okay. And that interest rate is nominal. It means that amount is fixed before taking the quotes or a bank bond or loan, okay. So they don't count inflation in that, okay. So interest rates, they shows the risk of borrowing, and they are at the nominal rate. Means they did not adjust for inflation. It is not like if inflation will be high, you need to pay less interest rate. It is not like that. Whatever the interest rate is there, that will be prefixed. Next important variable is exchange rate. Exchange rate means that is the price of a nation's currency in terms of another currency. Daily you might are aware that the price of the value of rupee is coming low in comparison to US dollar. So how they are fixing the value of Indian rupees in context to dollar, that will be your exchange rate, okay. So the exchange rate has two components: the domestic currency and the foreign currency, Indian rupees and dollar, and they can be quoted either directly or indirectly. There are two types of exchange rates. One is flexible exchange rate and another is fixed exchange rate. So when we are saying that fixed exchange rate, sorry, flexible exchange rate, so that time that the exchange rate will be determined by the foreign exchange market, that we say forex. So these for this that the rate of currencies will change every time. Means each moment they can change, And this is flexible exchange rate, the kind of share markets, if you are aware how the share trading happens, similarly the trading of currencies also happen, and based on that they fix the prices or the value of one currency in terms of other currency. So moment by moment basis the currency prices may change, so that is called flexible exchange rate. Another type of exchange rate is fixed exchange rate. So under this um, category, a country's currency doesn't vary according to the forex market, but what they do, these countries buy or sell the quantities of its currency in order and other currency to maintain the fixed value. Like China has maintained its fixed exchange rate. Whenever they feel that in their country the dollars that reserve is coming down, they buy dollar from the market, and whenever they have excess they sell it. So by this way they maintain their the value of their currency. Some other important measures are also there, like consumption, how much you are consuming, saving, investment, how much money you are demanding, and supply of money as a function of interest. So here I will explain you all these things with an examples. Suppose you are earning something, so how you will uh, spend that earning? Either you will consume, either you will save it, either you will invest it somewhere, and money demand will be there, and supply as a function of interest means with the change in interest rate, how the supply of money affects. So all these topics are quite interesting and in your syllabus, and we will discuss these topics whenever these will fall according to your lecture plan. So that is all for today's lecture. We have learned so many things today. We have seen what are the various factors, stock variables and flow variables we have discussed, and then GDP, unemployment rate, inflation rate, interest rate, exchange rate, consumption, saving, investment, money demand, and supply of money with respect to interest we have seen. So this is all for today's lecture. If you have any query, you can ping me. I will solve your query there, or you can call me also. Thank you so much for watching today's lecture.